I can assure you the last thing on their mind is the money. But for your information, the loser today settles $111,200 US. The champion tomorrow gets $400,000 and the runner-up $211,000. The points for getting to the semi-finals, you get 45 champions race points. For losing in the final, you get 70. For winning, you get 100. Rafter ready. Hewitt just making one or two final adjustments.
Ready for play. First set, Patrick Rafter to serve.
Early evidence in Rafter's athleticism.
15 left.
Well, a very late call because the line judge was taking evasive action. He's got quite a bit of bulk to get out of the way.
Looks like Lleyton Hewitt is having a little trouble getting warmed up. It's a very makeable shot.
So the double fault cancelled out with the ace, and a good opening service game for Rafter.
Well, Rafter did a good job of putting the pressure on Hewitt in that first game, trying to make Lleyton pass him, and he was unable to do that. So now we'll have to see what Hewitt can come up with on his serve. He was broken 4 times yesterday against Ljubicic.
Both men have gone in for very military-style haircuts compared with the start of the year. They both had ponytails.
Good get. And Lleyton Hewitt gets the first lucky bounce of the match. Rafter hustles up there, but can't put it in the court.
Surprising missed that one from Rafter. He worked his way nicely into the net.
Well, I'd be surprised if we didn't see several unforced errors in these first few games after what these guys went through yesterday, just from fatigue.
Hewitt showing that he's no slouch when it comes to volleying.
Both guys approaching the net on this point. Hewitt does a nice job to cut that off instead of letting it bounce.
Hewitt. 1 game on.
So a love service game for Lleyton Hewitt. And it's 1-1 in the opening set. Both these men are playing in Indianapolis next week as they complete their preparations for the US Open. He ended up having to lunge for that, Sir Rafter. It's almost as if it stopped in the wind a little bit.
Well, we've got a little wind swirling in the stadium. But he didn't have his footwork there, as you said. Now no one does it any better.
Not looking as solid as normal on the volley and half volley.
Well, this is the second volley that he just seems to miss-hit. Kind of pulled up a little too quick on it. Didn't stay down. Usually he's very good about staying down through the ball. That was only the third first serve Rafter's gotten in this match. Yesterday he only dropped 8 total points in 3 sets off of his first serve.
And there's another one that gets away from him.
And they've all been in that same area of the court.
There's no doubt who's made the better start. Rafter looking a little uncomfortable, staying back.
You just look at his body language. You know, he may end up finishing great today, but it just looks like so far it's just kind of like this is the last place in the world he wants to be right now.
Serve is all over the place. Normally he got a very high first serve percentage, but so far only a third in.
Well, it was broken only once yesterday, but today's another day.
And a very different opponent, of course. Let's just illustrate for you further what we were talking about, the prize money in the latter rounds of this Tennis Master Series event. So $111,200 US to the runner-up today, 45 ranking points, and then you can see how it progresses up. So a difference of 25 points, and that will be sufficient if Hewitt wins this match to take him back above Rafter to 4th place in the champions race. Of course, by reaching the semi-finals, Gustavo Curtin has gone to number 1 in the race above Andre Agassi, who's picked up just 2 points in the last 2 weeks for first round losses both in Montreal and here. Ah, yes. Good idea to bring the fans for the fans.
Time.
Ladies and gentlemen, quickly and quietly to your seats, please.
Well, there are no Americans in the semifinals, but Patrick Rafter has become an adopted American here in the United States. The fans love him. He's been the fan favorite all week. Hewitt looks good on this backhand. I'm sure he senses that Rafter's not completely on his game.
Well, a huge difference here, isn't there? And,
yeah, again, Rafter just looks sluggish. Just doesn't have any bounce in his step.
Hewitt yet to lose a point on serve. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, another very easy volley by Rafter standards goes a-begging.
Yep, and if things don't pick up for Patrick Rafter, this could be a very short match. And he's just missed a lot of balls so far that are very makeable for him.
effective second serve.
15 left.
Only 97 miles an hour, but kicked it out wide.
Well, he wins the point despite failing to get the first serve in yet again.
27%. Yesterday he served 58% for the match. In the third set, Rafter hit 70% of his first serves in.
That's a super off backhand. I love the way he swayed a little.
It's up off the ground and to the side, not the way you would teach it. But Hewitt creating a winner. And when was the last time you saw Pat Rafter below 50% in net points won?
Better serving in the end of the game for Rafter. But the problems are there after that very shaky start. Of course, if Patrick Rafter were to retire at the end of the year, Australian tennis would really miss him, because Mark Philippoussis, still injured, really struggling to recover from knee surgery at the end of last year, came back in the spring, played and won the tournament in Memphis, but the injury flared up again, and I gather from talking to some of the trainers around the tour that he's really struggling to get fit again, and that's sad news for the Philippoussis.
Well, you can't get fit until that knee is healthy, and for whatever reason, it is not healing as quickly as is normal for that type of injury. And both Patrick Rafter and Lleyton Hewitt have spoken out this week about the fact that there just aren't really that many Australian juniors coming up right now, or not as many as they would like to see, to carry on the Aussie tradition at the top of the tour.
Lleyton said to be suffering slightly from a respiratory problem. He had a lot of sinus problems towards the end of last year. It seems to have got over those. And he's a man who loves to play in the heat. While most of the players this week were asking for early starts, 11 o'clock starts, or to play at night, he was saying, no, I want to play when it's hot, because I'm fitter than the rest of the guys. And Master Series balls being used. Missing the bread and butter shots at the moment. Maybe the body is very, very stiff.
semifinal.
Hewitt helps him out there, but you can see Rafter's much more deliberate in his movement. He's taking a lot of time between points.
Oh my.
32.
That's exactly what Rafter wants to do, come in and put pressure on Hewitt, and he had a very makeable volley again. But just 8 of 19 from the net so far today. Now that ball got caught up in the wind.
42.
The roles reversed. Excellent volleying from Hewitt.
Very much so in the role reversal. Hewitt with a nice touch volley.
He leads. Felton, Rafter's long-time girlfriend. Second ace.
39.
Of course, Lleyton Hewitt's girlfriend, Kim Kleisters, is playing in the women's event this week down in Los Angeles. Lost yesterday in the quarterfinals to Natalie Toziak.
Here's the Rafter we have come to expect.
So first love service game of the match for Patrick Rafter. Of course, the Drake behind. Well, normally he is the supreme example of the technique of volleying, but not today.
No, he's only won 50% of his points when he's come into the net. And you see some of the volleys he's missed, you would just never dream that Patrick Rafter would miss them. Of course, I think we've gotten a little spoiled over the years. But even Patrick Rafter can have an off day. Seems a bit slow today. Rafter's made it known this week that he no longer really does any off-court training as he's heading toward the end of his career. We see those net points won. Said he got rid of his trainer because he was tired of training.
Yes, Mark Waters, known universally as Muddy. The Aussies always have nicknames.
And he just he does not look good, but he is a warrior, and he'll stay out there till the end.
In fact, Pat is one of the few Aussies who doesn't have a nickname. Lleyton is either known as Rusty because of his hair colour, or Rocky because he loves watching the Rocky movies. Of course, it was Rod Laver was the Rocket, Ken Rosewall was Muscles, Bob Carmichael was Nails, Tony Roche, John Newcomb, Nukes. 4-3, Hewitt serving, new balls. Fiery Fred Stolle was another.
The second time Hewitt's gotten the benefit of the net cord. It's Rafter in position to make this volley. Nothing you can do about that.
Well, it's only the second point that Hewitt has conceded on serve. Given the struggles of Rafter at the net at the moment, I think he might have been better advised to try and force Rafter to play a tough volley rather than going for the outright winner. First double fault from Hewitt. And listen to the crowd sensing this might be the moment for Rafter to really get into the match. Definitely been second fiddle so far. Another set of statistics that heavily favour Hewitt.
Good baseline rally got this point started. And finally Rafter got into the net. That's the shot that he does hit better than anyone else in the game, but Hewitt with a beautiful topspin lob. Crowd erupted in midpoint after that Rafter backhand overhead. Well, Patrick Rafter knows he's lucky to come out of this point alive. And that shot sets up our first break point. Rafter saw a lot of break points against Rosetsky yesterday and was unable to convert. Just 1 of 15 yesterday.
Use.
And it seemed to skid through off the service line. Chip charge tactics beginning to work.
Advantage Rafter.
Well, when Rafter gets down in a match or in a game, that's his tactic. Tries to put the pressure on the other guy, make him beat you.
Understand what Pat was thinking about there.
Use.
He tries a drop shot off this ball. Does kick, but Hewitt with an easy winner.
Second double fault from Hewitt sets up the third breakback chance.
Hewitt needed to come out and step on Rafter.
4 games off.
And Rafter obviously not feeling his best, and Hewitt could not capitalize on it, so it's anybody's match again.
There's 3 double faults in the game. That's criminal from Hewitt.
So let's see how Rafter responds to this. Well, a great way to start out for Lleyton Hewitt. This is what he needed to do in that last game.
Hewitt right back in the groove.
Well, if you're going to beat Pat Rafter, this is what you got to do, and Hewitt has come up with 2 big shots to start this game.
The first sorry mate of the match.
Oh.
Good deal.
Well, after dropping the first two, Rafter comes out strong, just gets this to fall in.
It's back edge of the line stuff, that one.
The game, Rafter. The Rafter leads 5 games to 4.
So a good come from behind for Patrick Rafter in that game, and in the set he's won the last 3 games to turn things around. 5-4 he leads now. Now, one interesting thing we've been noticing with Rafter has been commentating, has been serving from our commentary box, saying, watch the right foot and watch that centre mark. You're not allowed to go across the centre mark or in line with the centre mark. Now then, does that touch? Well, fractionally, he's just about getting away with it, because if you go, if your right foot comes across that centre line or the extension of it, it's a foot fault. So he's definitely getting perilously close to that, but he's not being called. It would be the centre service judge who would have to make that decision. It's one of the lesser known rules.
And just looking at the players, it amazes me that Patrick Rafter is up 5-4 right now, because just the body language between the two, Rafter's looked a little more weary, a little more sluggish, but that's the mark of a champion. He just knows how to put the points together when he needs them.
Rafter was saying early on in the week that he didn't think he was playing that well, but remember, of course, he was cruising through his matches in straight sets. It was only against Ruzetsky, but he actually said the nice thing was that I knew I was playing a lot better. He said at the end of the first set against James Blake, I was really worried, very grateful to have won the tie-break, but he said after he'd lost a tight first set to Ruzetsky yesterday that he felt pretty good about the rest of the match. Hewitt may not be feeling so good now, having been 4-2 up, serving at 4-5.
Well, Lleyton Hewitt has had a problem holding a lead all week. He's been up breaks and sets and has let the other guy back in it, but somehow has been able to pull out the match. A great backhand from Patrick Rafter on the run. It was there. Rafter had the whole line open. He knows it.
Well, it was called wide, but instantly corrected by Steve Ulrich. Now, Rafter benefited from a very controversial overrule yesterday. and admitted afterwards it had been a bad overall, but I think we can clearly see that that is inside of the line.
There's, I think it's outside. Here's where it hits. See, there's the shadow under it.
Oh, yes. Well, he may have benefited from another one. 15-30.
Hewitt didn't really argue, but did take a long look at the line.
What's interesting now is that Rafter is suddenly much more energized, and the fact that he missed that shot and you heard him scream no, the adrenaline, it may have taken a little while to kick in, but it's flowing right now. Here's a massive point. 4-5-30 all.
Hewitt actually moved into the court, and as a result of moving in off this shot, he's able to cut it off sooner and gets it cross court before Rafter can catch up with it.
With 3 backhand winners in the match so far.
Takes this one. We've seen this shot before today. Suddenly Rafter looks more energized than Hewitt, because Hewitt doesn't even make an attempt at this one.
Great for Rafter to win those long baseline rallies, and he has set point. Pulled it wide. Perilously close. Hewitt wants to look at the mark. Rafter's going to have a look at the mark as well. They're going to have a chat about it.
See if they talk about it.
Oh, some really tight calls. Hewitt having a chat with umpire Ulrich.
Steve Ulrich saying he could not see it from where he is, that vantage point. It's on the opposite line from the umpire. But wow, can you believe it? Patrick Rafter has just won this first set.
Now let's have a look at that final decision. So tight, isn't it? So tight. Well, yeah, I think there was a space between line and ball. Just a fraction. And that's enough, of course.
There's Rafter looking at it.
Giving Lleyton Hewitt a long look as well.
Seems to be indecisive himself. Good long look. But apparently Rafter not sure, because against Lleyton Hewitt, you would think Rafter may replay the point if he knew it was on the line.
An intense stare from an intense young man who has seen that set go away in 43 minutes. So Rafter, despite not getting anywhere near his normal first serve percentage, comes through. In the end, he had a surplus of winners over unforced errors, and of course he had them all break points. And he also got 53% of points won at the net at the end, so he improved quite noticeably.
That may be a difference in just the maturity between the two. Patrick Rafter, 28 years old, a two-time Grand Slam champion. Lleyton Hewitt has got a lot of days of tennis ahead of him, but he still doesn't have the life lessons on the court that Patrick Rafter does.
So Patrick Rafter has his first ever set against Lleyton Hewitt, and the fifth that they played.
We saw Hewitt get two winners off net cords in that first set. That time the net was his enemy.
I don't know whether he's having trouble picking out the ball today.
Yeah, it does almost seem like he's not seeing it as well. His footwork, normally excellent. You see here, he just kind of loses the ball almost.
Seems to be further away from the ball all the time, doesn't he?
Hewitt picks up this serve, drives it down the line, no problem on that serve. He's waiting on it.
Just caught the sidelines.
This volley from Rafter, a severe angle, actually kicks away from Hewitt once it hits. It's just enough for Hewitt to be unable to reach it.
So that's 5 straight games for Patrick Rafter. A dramatic transformation indeed, because he looked well out of sorts in the first 6 games of the match. Plenty for Darren Cahill, Lleyton Hewitt's coach, to ponder. Perhaps just a word of encouragement. Not strictly legal, of course, but they all do it. You're allowed to say, come on, or keep going, or something like that, but nothing tactical. quickest kid on the block.
Well, this time Rafter, instead of going to the open court, tries to go back behind Hewitt, but Hewitt had never left that part of the court, so he's able to catch up with it.
Game, Hewitt. 1 game on.
Hewitt starts the second set as he started the first with a love service game.
Rafter going over to the changeover area and pulls out a new hat.
Now where's he going? You got one too many ball? Or?
I'll take this one.
Yes, we seem to have one too many balls out there. Should have 6. Maybe Pat's noticed we've got 7.
Pulls one out. Decent return from Hewitt.
30-11.
As Hewitt jumped on the serve, Rafter.
Wow, she won't mind getting hit on the thigh by Patrick Rafter. Wear the souvenir with pride.
30-15.
Just a second double fault. After his second double fault, a third ace.
Game, Rafter.
With a good kick serve out wide.
Rafter leads
only 98 miles an hour.
In the end, Rafter had the same number of winners in the first set, as did Lleyton Hewitt, 12 of them. Here's a selection of the best.
For a while there, we were worried we were going to be able to put this piece together the way he came out. But as the set wore on, Rafter picked up his level of play.
And I think what would particularly encourage him, he won a couple of long baseline rallies with Hewitt.
He struggled at the net uncharacteristically, and he seemed to kind of hang back a little bit. And had very good success off the ground.
Some more of the sunblock going on. And I think what we'll see is an unusual sight there. Rafter with more ground stroke winners than winners at the net, volleying winners. opening here for Rafter.
Hewitt's played a couple of loose points to start this service game. Covered his whole face that time.
Yes, although it's a fairly cloudy day, it's the sort of day where you can get sunburnt. 3 break points for Rafter.
Love 40.
Look for Rafter to get in as quick as possible.
Oh dear.
Game, Rafter.
Wow.
Rafter leads 3 games to 1.
Well, he's been gifted his breaks, hasn't he? That one, the ground stroke errors from Hewitt, the initial break back was the 3 double faults. Don't tell me Hewitt's taking pity on the old man. Not in his nature, Lleyton Hewitt, one of the really competitive animals.
Well, if Patrick Rafter does win this match, he owes Lleyton Hewitt a big thank you.
Exactly an hour the match has lasted. That was a little tight.
Well, finally, Hewitt with a clean winner. It's almost as if Rafter, looking so tired, has not allowed Hewitt to get as fired up as he normally does. Haven't seen the fist pumping yet today.
Much more typical of Rafter now. He's getting many more first serves in. He's making the decisive volleys. So close to the net.
Game, Rafter. Rafter leads 4 games to 1.
Well, we can illustrate how, as Sam was saying, Rafter has lifted his game. Look how the first serve percentage has improved in this second set. In fairness, so has Hewitt. I think you mentioned a good point there, Sam, about the tiredness. I think the other thing is that at the start of the match, Hewitt really only had to get the ball in play, and Rafter would make a mistake. Now, Hewitt has got to become much more aggressive if he's going to get back into the match.
Well, Hewitt is a momentum player. He's not very good from ahead. It's like he almost has to, when he gets that lead, he's had trouble holding on to it this week. And we saw that in the first set. And now that he's down, it'll be interesting to see how he responds to that.
The bald-headed gentleman there is Andrew Florence, who was actually playing doubles with Lleyton Hewitt this week, but has aligned himself to the Rafter camp.
Well, Rafter and Hewitt played doubles together last week in Montreal, though it was a short run for them.
Mr. and Mrs. Hewitt on the left, looking a little agitated. Barry Cahill's seen it all before.
I wonder if the fact that they are so close is difficult for Lleyton Hewitt when obviously Rafter established that he wasn't feeling well first in that match, and then it just seemed to kind of take the wind out of Hewitt's sails maybe, because Hewitt had an excellent chance in that first set to step on Rafter, and that was the game he served 3 double faults.
Thank you. Ready for play. Love 15.
Pat decided to stay back in that point. Cost him.
A first ace of the match. Well, he couldn't make a volley to save his life in the first set. Now he's just not missing.
Well, he's back to the original game plan, but this is such a tough shot to hit from the same side of the court to get an angle on it. You could think he would drop it to the other side easier.
Goes past him.
Now Rafter acknowledges this shot as Hewitt does a good job to get out in front of it from deep behind the baseline. Stops himself, gets set up. Rafter can't catch up with it.
Tried that in the first set, and he made the right old hash of it.
The one he tried in the first set, he hit a lot deeper than that, and Hewitt totally unprepared for that.
All right. Another one of those serves that hit the line.
And vented Hewitt.
That's terrific second serve again from Lleyton Hewitt.
Rafter got caught trying to return that too far into the court.
Game Hewitt. New ball. Rafter leads 4 games to 2.
Well, Mum and Dad will know how important it was for Lleyton to hold there. Just one breakdown. Not too bad. 2 breaks down. Forget it.
Well, it took a while, but he finally came through. I wonder if that hat was at the French Open for Hewitt. See some orange on it.
New balls in play.
15 left.
I loved Rafter's expression as he knew he wasn't going to get to that one.
15 on.
Well, the severe topspin that Hewitt gets on this ball is what makes it out of his reach, because as soon as it hits, boom, it kicks.
Rafter's first serve percentage in this set is getting better and better and better.
Shot from Hewitt.
40-30.
Good exchange from both players, but Hewitt could sense Rafter moving in the other direction. Sneaks it by him.
So Patrick Rafter moves to within 1 game of reaching his 3rd final in Cincinnati in the last 4 years.
And his 3rd final in a row. About that. To hit this volley, you really have to get out in front of it. Kind of cut it. Just that ball out in front of him. Just pumps it. I think Rafter's going to have a nice long nap if he gets through this match.
He might well do now. Net points won. You might say, well, Patrick Rafter, only 60%. That's not that great. And let me tell you, in this set, it's 73%. So he has improved dramatically. And course, after the first 6 games of the match, he'd lost more points than he'd won.
Keep waving.
It's a lovely afternoon to be watching tennis, a little cooler than we've had earlier in the week, not quite so humid.
The night should be just beautiful tonight.
Not quite a sellout this afternoon, 10,500 the capacity, but we understand all tickets for tonight have gone. Of course, it will be Tim Henman against Gustavo Curtin at 7 o'clock in a repeat of last year's semi-final.
Well, Rafter charging hard in the wrong direction, and Hewitt hits it behind him.
Beautiful passing shots from both men. Yeah, nice to be an Aussie fan today. You can't lose.
Little payback on this point for Rafter.
Hewitt. Rafter leads 5-3.
Hewitt does the essential thing, forces Rafter to try and serve it out just over the hour and a quarter mark. Finalist at Wimbledon, finalist in Montreal. Will he be a finalist in Cincinnati? Well here to keep the ball so low.
This is a tough shot Hewitt's got. Nice touch. It's right on the line. Rafter not quite sure what to do with it. So the ball is actually beside him. There's the fist pump from Hewitt. It's almost like he was waiting on this one. mentioned, Hewitt not as fired up today as he normally is. Gets pumped up on that point. And we see Rafter just so close to the net as he's constantly closing, moving in, moving in.
A sixth ace. First 2 points, he missed the first serve. Hewitt won the point. Next to Rafter got the first serves in and won the point.
Rafter closed out Greg Rosetsky with an ace yesterday. Can he make it 2 days in a row?
He'll take it. He'll probably say sorry. Aha, yes. The fan club is here. Great day for the Australians, and particularly for Patrick Rafter. Just an hour and 18 minutes it took Rafter to record a victory that seemed totally improbable when he was struggling in the early stages. Big hand as Lleyton Hewitt leaves the court.